Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hey, it's Steve with the Scapers Network. I am here for another 5 on Friday. I've got your questions, and we should get going, right? Let's go right now. All right, hey, before we get started, I wanted to ask you if you might be interested in coming out and visiting my facility. So here's the thing. I'm thinking about doing a small, maybe like a 5 to 10 person event, very intimate, something that we could spend the whole day here kind of looking around our facility. I'd answer any questions that you might have. My brother Jeff would be involved as well. We would maybe do some presentations, some of the things we've done when we've gone out to speak at like the GIE show. We've done presentations there. We've done presentations kind of all over the place to different landscape associations, seminars, things like that we've done. We would condense some of that down and do that here, maybe do a little workshop, spend some one-on-one time with you guys. It would be a little bit different than doing like a full day consultation with us, but it would be more of just an intimate setting of say 5 to 10 people. You'd have to get here to Cleveland, which depending on where you're at, you could either drive or fly. But if it's something you're interested in, let me know. The cost is going to be $500. It will be sometime probably in mid to late February or early March before the season gets rolling. So if you guys are interested in that, shoot me an email. Go ahead and say something in the comments, and we'll go from there. All right. So other than that, let's get to it. All right. So my first question is kind of interesting. It's from Gonzo. If you don't mind me asking, Steve, what do you pay yourself? Well, I'm going to answer that in kind of a roundabout way. I want to talk to you guys about benchmarks in this industry, because that is really, I think people are kind of searching like, okay, what do I pay myself in the landscape business? What do I pay my help? What do I spend on gas? How much should I spend on repairs and maintenance? What's the cost of purchases when I'm doing enhancement work? All of that stuff can be found in what's called the operation cost study, okay? These are available through the National Association of Landscape Professionals. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not making any money off of this, but this is a really old one, but they have newer ones. And what this does is it really breaks down the percentages based on your gross sales. So for example, say you're doing $500,000 in sales. Well, there's a column in here that'll say, all right, if you're doing $500,000 in sales, the typical owner's salary is 10% of that. So for example, if you're making $500,000, then the owner's salary would be 50 grand, right? There are other things too, like labor falls right in that 25 to 30% range. Okay, so if you're doing $1 million, you should be doing about 250,000 in labor to, maybe $300,000 in field labor. There are all kinds of interesting things in these cost studies. So I urge you to take a look at these and try and find the benchmarks in our industry that are related to the size of your company, okay? That's probably the best answer I can give. I'm sure some owners pay themselves a lot more, others a lot less. It also depends on the health of your company. But you should always take a paycheck, and you should always have a salary for yourself built into your business, okay? Hope that answers your question. Question number 2. Ever Gutierrez. He says, thanks for your good advice. Like all, I'm starting my landscape business. What do you do to grow your business? This is no, it's not a tough question. I think the perception of some people is, like I have employees that come in here and they're like, wow, you've got this really nice office. You got this big, nice leather chair. And I haven't always had this. We started out of a barn, a very old barn. We worked our way up. It's patience, it's hard work. It's going into work every single day, just grinding it out. That's part of it. But you have to also work smart. So you have to learn along the way, constantly be learning. I think that that's so important. And I don't know if enough people really go down that road of constantly learning. I've spent my entire career trying to learn about this business, and I do it still. So I continuously try to learn. Those are the kinds of things that I think are going to help push you ahead. Stay ahead of the curve. Going to some seminars, reading books, reading magazines, whatever you can do to further your education, that's going to help you grow your company. Now, in addition to that, you need to have a good reputation. When you're smaller, word of mouth is the way to go, because you're going to be able to hopefully get some business by friends, relatives, other customers. Word of mouth is really big when you're starting out. There's also, social media is an interesting way. I don't do a whole lot with that, but I'm working a lot harder on trying to figure that out. But that's how you do it. Now there's other ways of marketing your company, like putting out flyers. You can put out door hangers. If you're working in a neighborhood, say you're doing a residential mow in a neighborhood, take some door hangers with you, and after you're done cutting that lawn, go around and pop them on the doors. It's definitely working hard and working smart, learning as much as you can, and being aggressive. And that's really what it is. So I hope that answers your question. Good luck with it, okay? Good luck with growing your business. Good luck to all you guys. All right, next question. Hey, Steve, love the videos. I wish you posted more because I gained the most knowledge out of your videos than any other YouTuber. This is from Brad Niesto. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. He goes on to tell me about his company a little bit. He's up in Michigan. It was his first full-time year. Couldn't have had a better year, but still have a lot of questions. Here's one. Do you enjoy snow plowing, and what are the pros and cons about it for residential and commercial? Snow plowing is in the Cleveland market where I'm located. We have a lot of snow this year, especially. The last couple years have not been so great. This year we've been very busy. There are pros and cons. The pros are, you can have an income in the winter. The cons are you spend a lot of money on, you can spend money on repairs and maintenance of your trucks, damages, things like that. It does beat the trucks up a little bit. So those are some cons. It's 24/7. That's the biggest thing I struggle with, is it's 24/7. You're on the clock 24/7. Now, I don't do the physical work. As a matter of fact, I'm not even the operations person in charge of the snow, but I still, as an owner, am dealing with it from a mental perspective and from a phone call perspective, because I still get the calls that other people really can't take, or I get the calls where, hey, they only want to talk to me. They only want to talk to Steve because Steve's the business owner, so that's a tough part of it. But pros, you can make some money. Cons, it's a lot of work. And I think one of the things to keep in mind, if you're in the maintenance business, especially in the commercial maintenance business, it just kind of goes along with that. So it does become a part of your business model. It also allows you to keep people on staff year-round if you go down that road. So those are some of the pros, some of the cons. Hope that answers your question. I could probably talk about it all day long, but thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. All right, my next question comes from Dwayne Mills. He says, you may have a video on this already. I want to grow my lawn care landscape company, but I'm not sure how to find the right employees that won't steal all the equipment, or am I just being paranoid? I currently don't have any employees. Trust is a tough thing when you're in business. It really is. I have to say that it is very hard to let somebody drive down the road with $100,000 worth of equipment and trucks, okay? Having said that, unless you want to be a sole proprietor or a one-man operation for the rest of your life, which there's nothing wrong with, if you want to do that, that's great. But having said that, you aren't going to grow your company without being able to do that. So how do you get by? How do you get through it? Well, I think you start by hiring some people and letting them work alongside you. Get used to having other people maybe driving your truck and running your equipment. Do that for a little while until you kind of get used to it. After a while, it becomes more about running a business. It becomes more about building your business and a little bit less about worrying about whether people are going to steal or take stuff from you. It happens all the time. So unfortunately, that is a part about being in business. It just really, and you do somewhat get paranoid because you don't know. You don't know. Last year I had 25 employees, so I know that there are things that sometimes go on around here that maybe aren't in the best interest for me, especially when it comes to people taking things or maybe not being completely above the board with me. But on the other end of it, it's not a very ginormous concern of mine, because the other concerns are growing the company, building the company, and making the company great, because that's really what's important to me. So I hope that helps you out a little bit with that, but really it's tough. It's tough. I get it. It's tough. Okay? So that was all 5 questions, but I have a bonus question here from Rufus LC. So let's see, what does his question say? Oh, how about hiring family? I know you and your brother work together, but what about hiring? This is almost as tough as the last one. So hiring family is one of those things where it's super, super hard, and a lot of people have a tough time with it. My father and I worked together for a good number of years. He retired a little over 10 years ago. So we had our you know, kind of tough situations, if you want to say that. I had the vision of growing a company, building a business. He had the vision of doing landscaping and doing the work. So we had a lot of battles because I wanted to make the company grow, I wanted to make it bigger, and he just cared more about doing the work, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it was also a good symbiotic relationship for us, and we got through it. I know that if it was other people, you know, sometimes people are super, like, when you're in business with your family, you have to learn to take a lot of crap. And you cannot constantly be worrying about opinions or ideas or what somebody else thinks of you. You have to let a lot of that go and just say, listen, I'm here to run my company. What's for the greater good of my company? What's for the greater good of me? So family members have a way of getting into your head because they're your family members. They know how you think. You grew up with them. So I think it's really important that if you're going to hire family, if you're going to get involved with that, do some serious soul searching and ask yourself, can I take the crap? Can I take it? Because it's going to come your way. Can I be the bigger person and walk away if there's an argument? You know, I admittedly can't always do that, but I think there has to be some serious give and take when you're dealing with family members, and it's never easy. I can tell you by working with my father, working with my brother, I think it's great. I really do. But we do have our struggles, okay? Luckily, we get along. Everything's, for the most part, everything's pretty cool. But we've had our moments. So other than that, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. And I'm going to get back to my day in the life videos at some point here. But right now, I'm kind of grinding here in the office all winter long, trying to get things ready for the summer. Like I said, we do consulting. Okay, I'm going to throw up a little video here real quick about one of our clients. His name is Nick from Nick's Landscaping. He's here in Ohio, and we just went to visit him yesterday. So didn't get a whole lot of footage, but check it out. So we're here at one of our consulting clients, Nick's Landscaping, taking a look around the yard, checking out his shop, just taking a look around. It's got a nice place here.
13 foot. It's like an in-between. Like the KX91 is like a 10 foot big.
I think it's 10, yeah.
And then they just cut the fence. Like, you see where that the gravel stops?
Yeah.
So this winter we finally bumped that back. We figured a fireplace. Yeah, we just put it out of wood and.
What's up, Nick?
What's happening?
Hey, man. He's one of our consulting clients, Mr. Nick here. We're gonna go to Primo's, right, for lunch?
Primo's Deli.
Awesome,
Big
man.
sandwiches.
Ooh, that's good. We like them big sandwiches. So we spent some time with Nick. We do kind of an ongoing thing with him now. We're gonna start meeting with him maybe just once a week or once a month maybe, and just do some phone calls and follow up. But we did a full day with him, and it's one of those things that we offer. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. If you're interested in doing the event here at our facility, I'll release more details on that later, but let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we'll see ya.